Everyone takes their own journey to reach success and forms their own definition of success over the course of their lifetime, but one man has some helpful key points that can help you achieve your life goals, whatever they may be. Joining us now is Dr. Barry Franklin, professor in the William Beaumont School of Medicine at Oakland University and author of GPS for Success, Skills, Strategies, and Secrets of Superachievers. Dr. Franklin, thank you so much for being with us today.
Tyler, pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you with us. So first off, tell us a little bit about your background and then your journey to authoring this book, GPS for Success, Skills, Strategies, and Secrets of Superachievers.
Sure. I was a gymnast in undergraduate school. I went to Kent State University, Tyler, and my goals were really twofold. What new trick I was going to learn on the still rings and which attractive co-ed I was going to take out on Saturday night. And I came to the sobering realization that those goals weren't going to lead to a meaningful career or, for that matter, pay the bills. I got a bachelor's, master's, and PhD from Penn State University, got it out into the real world and realized I was not as prepared as I thought I was going to be. Then I started reading everything I could on leadership, success, and early in my career, I embraced Peter Drucker, the management guru's recommendation that everybody should find a secondary pursuit and make it into more than just a hobby. For me, that secondary pursuit became the study of highly successful people in all walks of life. And for the last 4 decades, it's really been a passion of mine, and finally put it together in this new book, GPS for Success.
And so you even taught an entire course on this at Central Michigan. Can you tell us about the basics of GPS for Success and where the titling comes from on this book?
Yeah, the basics are really to fill a void in the standard secondary prevention or secondary education curriculum. The American Council on Education says we need to do a better job in equipping students with broad life and career skills. They talk about these underappreciated soft skills, and the things we address in the book are positive associations, in other words, surrounding yourself with people you want to emulate. Collaboration. There's a synergy. When two people with complementary skills work together, they can do a lot more. People skills, very, very important. The reason people are largely hired for jobs and are promoted is people skills, not technical skills. Interviewing, the ability to interview and get a job. Problem solving, goal setting, very, very important. I love the quotes, unless it's on paper, it's vapor. Or if you can think it, ink it, so to speak. Ask for things you want. Very highly successful people in our research ask for things they wanted. Serve others. Focus on your contributions. And there's a boomerang effect that comes back to you. Dealing with setbacks. I oftentimes tell young people, college students, setbacks line the road to success. If you're experiencing setbacks, you know you're on the right road. The patience of virtue, persistence and patience. The potency of preparedness. Every time I give a talk, and I'm sure you do for your radio and podcasts, you prepare. You look at what you got to do. The keys to writing and speaking. Also, organizational membership. I got a great deal out of being a member of several different professional organizations. And the number one factor, taking action. Tommy Hopkins, a top sales leader in the world, has what he calls the law of Goya. Get off your ass and move in the direction of stuff that you want. It is so true. The famous author, Art Williams, said it's not what you say you're going to do in life, it's what you actually do. So this book addresses many, many of those issues.
And so when you mentioned some of these soft skills that are critical to finding success in life, whatever that definition is for you, or whatever those goals are that you're setting, what are some of those skills that you believe that young men and women that are entering their careers now, or even those that are established in their careers but are hitting kind of a standstill, what do you believe among those soft skills and among those major skills that are critical to success that these people may be missing and could be useful to them to read something like GPS for Success and learn some of those skills?
Well, some of the key books that I read over the years that I'd highly recommend beyond academics are The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, and our new book, GPS for Success, Skills, Strategies, and Secrets of Superachievers. You said to me, Barry, give me the foundational factors. I think there are 4. Basically, number 1, if you want to do great work, you got to love what you do. So find out what you love to do and get somebody to pay you to do it. Steve Jobs said the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Secondly, recognize that to a large extent, we make our own destiny. I read a great book by Mark Myers years ago called How to Make Luck. And what he says, and I think it's very true, is 95% of things that happen to you, Tyler, happen because of things you did or didn't do. Number three, take 100% responsibility for your life. Those people who take 100% responsibility are invariably the superachievers. A student one time came up to me and said, Dr. Franklin, you know the 10 most powerful two-letter words? And I said, I didn't. And she said, if it is to be, it is up to me. And I think that is so, so true. And finally, focus on serving others. A lot of young people worry about making a big salary and a house and travel and so on and so forth. And I say you're focusing on the wrong end of the scale. Focus on your contributions and the rewards will come. I love the quote by Tolstoy, who once said, we love people not for what they can do for us, but for what we can do for them. It's the fundamental ingredient of success. And then if you were to say to me, well, give me some more specifics, let me give you my top 10 if we've got the time.
Yeah,
can I do that? Okay. Number one, look for the good in people and situations. Tyler, if I'm interviewing you and I ask, how's Oakland University or how's your current job? And you say, well, it's really lousy, they aren't good. The interview's over. I don't want you. The thing is, you say, I love where I'm at, but moving to Beaumont or whatever can take my career to a new step. Focus number two on the law of attraction. Believe, act, and achieve. Believe, take action, and achieve. Number three, program your GPS. In other words, set goals in writing. Number four, take action, just do it. As I said, Tommy Hopkins said the law of Goya, get off your butt and move in the direction of your goals. Number five, recognize that setbacks line the road to success and that persistence pays. This latest book that we're talking about, Tyler, I want to say it quietly, but I got turned down by 100 publishers before. A small publisher in a small city, you may have heard of it, called New York, New York. Productivity Press said, we'll publish your book. So never, never give up. Number six, ask for things you want. Reject rejection. You want to get on a committee, you want to do this, call the people and say you're interested in volunteering, you're interested in helping out. I can't tell you the number of successful people I've talked to. I said, how'd you get on that committee? They said, I called the person in charge and asked. Number seven, become a master communicator. There are good data to suggest the bigger your vocabulary, the better speaker you are, the better writer you are, the better you're going to move in your career. The greater number of words you know, the more likely you are to be highly successful. Number eight, power of associations and collaborations. I tell young people, find out the stars in the field, and if you can work with them, even just an internship at no salary, it's priceless experience. Surround yourself with stars. I've been at Beaumont 37 years and have surrounded myself with people who have skills and abilities I don't have, and they make me look good. And I thank them wholeheartedly. You want to double or triple your productivity. Work with others. That book you mentioned is my 27th book. It took the longest ever to write it, almost 4 years. Many of my other books were with three other people, where you take a book this thick and you only have to do this much work, a third if you're doing it with other people. So it's tougher to do things on your own. One other thing, and there's a great analogy. I always watch the Budweiser commercials around Christmas time. You see those big Clydesdales. What many people don't realize, Tyler, is that one Clydesdale can pull 8,000 pounds. You take two Clydesdales, put them together, it's not 16,000 pounds, it's 24,000 pounds. And two Clydesdales working together who've been trained to move together simultaneously can pull 32,000 pounds, 4 times the weight of any one. People are the same way. People working together can accomplish phenomenal things. Number 9, people skills. The main reason people advance in their careers is they've got good people skills. They take an interest in others. They're people of integrity. In other words, doing what you say you're going to do. They make people feel important. Danny Myers, the owner of Shake Shack, was interviewed and said, Mr. Myers, how have you been so successful? You're worth $500 million. He said, every person I see, I pretend they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. Try to exceed people's expectations. And finally, the law of sow and reap. Be willing to pay the price. I had a student from Oakland University looked at my edits on something she asked me to look at. And she said, wow, you made this sound so much better. How often are you doing this writing and this editing? You must have some experience. I said, only on the days I eat. That seemed to get the message across to her that, yeah, you got to spend a lot of time. In fact, Malcolm Gladwell, writer of Outliers, said you got to devote 10,000 hours on something before you really become a good broadcaster, a good writer, a good speaker, whatever. Last but not least, it pays to be just a little bit better. And I tell students this. If you're thinking about the master's, stop thinking about it and take action and get that master's, get the certification, and so on and so forth. 2002, I started looking at the PGA Tour, Professional Golf Association Tour. Number one golfer in the world, Tyler, was a guy by the name of Tiger Woods. You may have heard of him. Averaged 68.56 shots. The number 10 golfer in the world that year was Sergio Garcia. He averaged 70 shots. What does that mean? It means Tiger Woods, number one, would beat the number 10 golfer by an average 1.5 shots. It pays to be a little bit better. It's as simple as that. By the way, as an aside, Tiger Woods made $6.6 million on a tour that year. Sergio Garcia, 2 million. So 6.6 versus 2 million. But there was a company in 2002. You may have heard of them, called Nike, who gave Tiger Woods a $60 to $80 million contract, because he was the number one golfer. I tell students and young colleagues, anything you can do to make yourself a little bit better, do it. Those are the keys.
We're joined by Dr. Barry Franklin from Oakland University's William Beaumont School of Medicine. He's also the author of GPS for Success, Skills, Strategies, and Secrets of Superachievers, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Dr. Franklin, this book is great for anybody. These strategies can be used for anybody at any level of life, at any level of their career, whatever career field they're in, but specifically for those who are just graduating, whether it be high school and moving on to college, or a trade, or some other venture in their life, or those graduating college, or just looking for a change in their life. For those groups of people, why is this book something that can be a very, very helpful tool for them as they are reshifting their journey or forming their journey at its early point?
Yeah, it's a great question. In many respects, I could have named this book, Tyler, The Missing Course, because for the most part, I was in physiology. We got a lot on heart rate and energy metabolism and caloric expenditure, but we didn't get much on interpersonal skills and collaboration and goal setting and creating a synergy via collaboration and so on and so forth. So in many respects, this course fills a missing void. One of the few courses I taught was at Central Michigan University, and I taught this course over a 5-year period. It was a 1-credit course. It was on a Friday and Saturday, and the students invariably rated it among the highest rated courses around. I'll also say I'm very proud of the fact that President Peskovitz took an early look at the book and gave us a glowing recommendation. So those are things I'm particularly proud of, and we hope that this can be a useful resource for students. To me, it's the perfect graduation gift, to be quite frank with you.
Dr. Franklin, if people are interested in reading the book, they're interested in purchasing the book, where are some of the places that they can find GPS for Success?
Probably the easiest thing, Tyler, is to simply go to my website. My website is all lowercase, www.drbarryfranklin.com. And there's information on GPS for Success. There's information on the student comments from Central when they took the course. And there's information. There's 3 different options for ordering the book. The best is a company called Healthy Learning out in California, who bought a bulk order and is selling them at a discounted rate.
Dr. Franklin, but before we let you go, another couple minutes left before we'll have to say goodbye today. At this time, after all this knowledge you've collected, after all the studying you've done of successful people in a variety of different fields, at this time, what is your number one piece of advice for anybody at any level of life that's looking to achieve a goal or to achieve a certain level of success, whatever that is defined for them? Your number one tip among all things you've learned that they need to be following in their life, that they need to change in their life today to achieve that success?
I think the key thing is a take-home message that I saw, Tyler, on a car bumper sticker that said, "You are your own fortune cookie." To a large extent, you make your destiny. Don't blame the professor, don't blame the administrator, don't blame the manager or the director. You got to find the right path. And if you're persistent, if you're positive in your interactions with other people, if you read and follow what we have in this book, I think you'll be eminently successful.
Dr. Franklin, thank you so much for joining us.
Tyler, pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for the opportunity.